how do you play a pre-built Sketchfab object animation in your scene? So in this case, the student tried to import the object into their project, and when the scene was played, the object just simply fell apart. Okay, so one thing to note is that sometimes some Sketchfab prefabs or models that you download might have a bit of issues with regards to getting it into Unreal Engine. So it is not an uncommon issue basically, because sometimes when you get some certain models into Unreal Engine, they might tend to break apart or something, and which is why your issue is there, that when the scene is being played, your object is breaking down. That's simply because the bones that that particular object had were not connected properly. So it is not an issue with Sketchfab, but rather it is an issue with that model, that particular model which you kind of downloaded. And I've also personally noticed this type of issue at times when getting a Sketchfab object. For some reason, it also would either break or it wouldn't work at all, or sometimes even the animation, even though shown in Sketchfab, which was playing perfectly well, when I got the Sketchfab model into my Unreal Engine project, it did not work, or the animation itself did not get added. So as an example, I can just simply show you one way just how to directly quickly check if your model works from Sketchfab. What you can do is you can go to the content drawer, and I've already gone ahead and gotten this one character animation from Sketchfab earlier today. You can simply actually not import, cancel it for a second. So the first thing that we want to do is import our model. Alright, I'm simply going to highlight all these two values first, which is your model and its textures. Simply click on import all, and we'll give it a few seconds for everything to load up. Now the reason I first imported the model, which was your skeletal mesh, you can just click on OK for all these things. Yeah, so the reason I only imported the model first compared to adding all of it later on is because in your animations we do require to give it a skeletal mesh so that it can map its body towards. Now in order to do that, I can just simply head over here, check out my content, my characters are all here. We can create a new folder, call it animations, and I'll simply open up my content drawer, get all 4 of these animations, put it in here, and here we go. So we had to give it a skeletal mesh, hence I added the FDX first, and this was the skeleton that we needed to choose. And now I can simply click on import all. It should begin importing. Might take a bit of time to import. You just give it a few seconds. So and if you want to test it out with yourself, you can definitely use this model. I think I just directly opened up Sketchfab, and yeah, I'm currently logged in. You can just make sure that it is downloadable. You can type in any animation model, and yeah, so I'll just quickly show you guys the model that I chose. And yeah, it was this one, the character with animation. So I basically took this model and I downloaded it as an FDX, so it worked. So this was an example of a model that worked, and I did test out another one earlier as well, and when I tried to get that model in, the animation data did not even come into Unreal Engine. So I think it was this particular one, the wolf with animations. So I tried this particular one as well, but the animations didn't come. So it's not an issue with the editor or anything. Sometimes there are some issues with Sketchfab models coming into Unreal Engine like that. And if you want to also take a look at the various animations, you can definitely select this option and like just view it. But yeah, so with this particular model, I easily downloaded it and got it into Unreal Engine. so it isn't showing the data currently because the shaders are prepping. So in case we'll wait for the shaders to prep, and I'll show it to you guys when that is done. It should take hardly a few minutes, so we can just move on to the other questions and then we'll get back to this in a bit. But yeah, mostly it should work. All you have to do is, I'll simply just explain that. You can, for either, you have two options. You can create a blueprint class or a pawn class and put your skeletal mesh within that, and you can easily select the animation that you want to play. However, if you don't want to do that, you can just simply drag one of these animations in the scene and then put it. So our character has loaded up, not with all the textures. Now if I play, it will definitely hang up, so I won't do that currently. I'll wait a few minutes and play, but mostly it will play in the scene. I'll get back to this particular demonstration in a bit. So hopefully that answers your question. And one more thing about Sketchfab is Sketchfab does offer a plugin that directly integrates with Unreal Engine. So you can definitely try to use that plugin to see if maybe your model comes directly from the plugin into Unreal Engine, and then everything works well. So since that plugin is directly intended for Unreal Engine, it might work. I'll simply show you that Sketchfab plugin. It is a GitHub repository. There we go. So it's the second option here, and I can link it on Discord later on in the upcoming lessons if you want to. So this is what it is. You can simply click on the leases section, and right at the end, so the current version is version 2.1.1. all you have to do is simply download the most recent one, which is Sketchfab Windows 550 EA. And once you download it, you want to simply copy this particular plugin. So since it is a plugin, it will go in your plugin section. It will so you just have to go to your Unreal Engine main folder. In my case, it is basically where you install Unreal Engine, and save it in the plugin section over there, and then everything should easily work quite well. So I'll simply share this link with you guys also to test it out in the chat box right now. And the installation steps are pretty easy. It is there on their main page as well. So yeah, these are all the installation steps that's there for you, available to easily kind of do it all. You can just follow it and everything should work for you guys. Coming back, let's see if our model is almost done. 682 shaders left to go, so we can just move on to the next question for a bit.